All right, good afternoon, Coach Grigsby.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
I just want to thank you for allowing me to work with you over the last couple of months where I've already did the first observation on one of your lessons when you were doing your basketball unit. I just want to also reiterate that this is no way tied to your team's evaluation.
Okay.
And make sure you understand that fully. So how have things been going since the first observation?
Pretty good. I mean, I like the way we're trying to incorporate the technology, especially since all the kids have the iPads. I am envisioning some struggles with the upcoming volleyball unit and how I'm going to be able to differentiate with each one of the kids. So,
Awesome. So you're feeling pretty comfortable with the basics of Schoology.
Yep.
Just need to critique a few things,
Yep.
Keep kids on task. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
All right, good. Well, I appreciate you letting me view your lesson plan here for the upcoming unit on volleyball. And I've come up with a couple of strategies that I've seen work in other classrooms that I think may work with you. But at first, I want to make sure I fully understand your lesson plans. So can you elaborate on those just a little bit?
Okay, so the plan right now is for the kids to bring their iPads in first thing, and they'll log into Schoology, and then they'll spend the first 10 or 15 minutes just kind of looking at the handout and trying to learn about the sport. And then after they get a base knowledge at the beginning of class on volleyball in general, then they're going to take their iPads with them, and we're going to start doing skills. We will have a little stretching period in between the studying and doing the skills, so they'll stretch and run. But then after that, we'll break up into small groups, and they'll do all their little skill stations. And I've got a rubric that I uploaded into Schoology, and planning on trying to get them to look at that rubric to kind of see how they're doing on the skills. But unfortunately, I know with some of my classes, just some of the kids that I have in there, I'm afraid they're going to be off task. You know, like you tell them to take the iPad with them to the station and to look at it and view the rubric, but I am kind of concerned that it may not go like I want it to.
Okay. Well, sounds like a great lesson, and it sounds like you're doing some good things, incorporating technology and using Schoology like the school wants you to use. And the lesson, a couple areas I saw where you might could critique some things to help kids stay on task. I saw right here where in the first 15 minutes that they're going to study the upcoming test. Do you think they're having problems staying on task because it's just them looking at a handout? They don't really have any other options. They're looking over the rules and maybe what else is on there? The rules and the
just kind of
definitions.
The history of the game.
Okay, history of the game. Perfect. So my thoughts are, if you're interested in this, is have you ever heard of Quizlet?
I've heard of it, but I haven't used it.
Never used it. Okay. Quizlet has some great tools on it. What it is you basically take the information off your handout, type it into Quizlet. It can make flashcards. It can make a matching game. It can give the students an option to take a practice test. And my thought was if maybe we incorporate this and embed it into Schoology, then the kids now have 3 to 4 options. They can look at the handout, they can do flashcards, they could do matching game, all sorts of things. And if they get to choose and it's something they enjoy, maybe they're more likely to stay on task.
Yeah.
Is this something you might be interested in?
I mean, it sounds like it would help them stay on task, but it also sounds like a lot of work for me. Like, I don't know how much time I'm going to have to go in and create all this stuff on Quizlet.
I understand where you're coming from because I know you're busy. You coach sports.
Yeah.
All right. You've got a busy day. You've got kids at home. I get it. Luckily for you, I do have a little free time. And I don't want to overstep my boundaries, so I want to make sure you're okay with it. I wouldn't mind going in if you'll give me a handout and typing it all in for you, because it automatically makes the flashcards and the games once I put the information in. If you're okay with it, I would be more
So
than happy.
you're going to type in the info and set it up? You're the man. Yes.
You'd be all right with that?
I'd be grateful. Yes, that's awesome. I can't believe you do that for me. That's great. Good.
Yeah, I'm here any way I can help you. That's what I'm here for. So my second thought, all right, well, first off, maybe I can come down later this week, grab that handout from you so we can get it in before I come observe you next Tuesday.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, I'll get you the handout.
My next thought was Another idea was right here in your lesson plan where you said y'all go to your stations. And they're going to take an iPad with them. They're going to look at the rubric. I'm assuming that's for each of the individual skill sets
Set
for
and
volleyball.
bumping, yeah.
Set and bumping, okay. So my thought was, okay, so they're just using the rubric to kind of look at it. So they get bored of it, maybe start playing a game. I understand where they're going to get off task.
Exactly.
Well, if we can link that to some kind of grade that they have to turn an assignment in, maybe they're more likely to stay on task. So my thoughts is maybe take that iPad with them, video their partner doing the, let's just say the serve. So I'm not sure all the skill sets, but I imagine they got to hold their hand in certain ways to come back. Okay, so if they video it and they do a self-assessment on themselves after watching the video, say, okay, well, I did not have my thumb in the right place. Okay, so I'd have to knock points off or whatever. We can create an assignment in Schoology where they would have to embed the video and their self-assessment, which would link it to a grade, which might help them stay on task a little better.
Nice. So they got like an assignment where somebody videos them and then they watch the video and then fill it out like some kind of formative assessment or something.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
Link it to a grade
I
where
like that.
maybe that'll give them a little incentive to stay on task
Yeah.
while they're in their station.
Instead of just acting like they're looking at the rubric and then doing whatever they want to. So yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
So maybe you might can implement that with your unit too. Other than that, I mean, everything looks great, and I think maybe give it a shot. And are we still on for next Tuesday, second period, around 8:35 to do
Yep.
the observation?
That's perfect.
Perfect. Well,
Make it in.
thank you for your time,
Yes,
Coach.
sir. I appreciate it.